Hello everyone, welcome back to Trek A Day. Some information has been popping up over the past couple of days, and it varies how much Patrick Stewart is really involved with the creative process, but there is the possibility floating around of a Picard movie with the TNG cast. Patrick Stewart did talk about a desire to do that. Even in his memoir, he spoke about that, and there's now been information floating around that could be a possibility. Definitely not something that's in production, something that's more in the idea phase. And for me, I feel like that information is purposely floating out there, trying to get a feeler for interest and whether or not this is a viable thing. I think it's purposeful. And for me, as much as I adore TNG, and my second favorite TV show of all time, I love the character of Picard, I loved season 3 of Picard, I hope this doesn't actually come to pass. The TNG cast and as a whole, and Picard as a character, have now had 2 really good on-screen send-offs. All Good Things, of course, is a fantastic end to TNG. Then season 3 of Picard, overall, especially with that ending, really gave a greater finality, especially making up for the lackluster Nemesis. So that crew has already had 2 great send-offs, and as much as I love those characters, there's 2 big reasons why I feel like it shouldn't happen. One, if you end on a high note twice, don't risk messing that up and leaving like just a bad taste in people's mouth and ending things on a possibly bad note, because you never know. It could be a great movie, it could be a disaster, and you don't want to chance that if you already rode off into the sunset with your aging cast with a great send-off. And I feel like that energy could be better spent continuing with these new characters, with this legacy concept series that's been floating around forever. Let the next generation take over from the next generation. Let that happen. And if you do want to revisit an older aspect of the franchise, don't do TNG yet again. Go back and give that same effort and quality to revisiting Deep Space Nine, to maybe give a better conclusion to Enterprise, covering a little bit of what happened in the books with the founding of the Federation and the Romulan War, just some sort of a better send-off to that show, which was left, with a lackluster conclusion. Give them their make up for Nemesis moment. Or go to Deep Space Nine, pull some ideas from some of the stuff that's come out over the many years that continued Deep Space Nine, and create, again, with like Picard Season 3, a different, alternate kind of history version of that. Even if you can't get Avery Brooks back, a lot of the other cast would come back to those roles. A Picard movie just seems like such an unnecessary thing. It feels like this superfluous movie concept. That energy and effort could be spent on something that's more interesting and viable, and is not just visiting those same characters again, but revisit characters we haven't had a chance to really pay homage to, we haven't really had a chance to revisit in this context, or just move ahead to, again, pass the torch off to a younger generation that was set up in Legacy, and you have a Legacy character there, leading the helm with Set of 9, Jerry Ryan, so take that. It just seems like a very odd idea that I feel they should stay away from. I'd love to hear what you think, if you agree, or if you are all on board and you'd love to see a Picard movie. In concept, as an idea, it sounds cool, like a new movie of the TNG cast, but it feels like an effort that should be put elsewhere to me.